Welcome back to my garden. Today I'll be sharing 2 years worth of grafting, and you will see some of the wildest grafting ideas that you didn't expect. This is a Crape Myrtle tree. Now I'm showing you fruit tree grafts. Why am I covering a Crape Myrtle? A Crape Myrtle is a flowering, beautiful tree that grows a lot in Maryland, but I grafted a fruit on it. What fruit possibly can I graft on a Crape Myrtle? A pomegranate. Growing pomegranates is difficult, and Crape Myrtles are pretty common here. You can find a really nice grown Crape Myrtle, and they're not too expensive. So I bought a Crape Myrtle, planted it here in my front yard, and grafted this pomegranate scion on this Crape Myrtle. As you can see here, this is the pomegranate growth, and here is the Crape Myrtle. You can see the difference in those branches' colors. And it worked. This is my Frankenstein tree. Why would it be called a Frankenstein? Because you can see different branches on it. It looks strange, maybe even ugly. It's a plum tree. The rootstock is a green gauge plum, but as you can see, there are some different branches. This is the green gauge section. This whole branch is a green gauge. And here you see some peach branches. So I had a peach tree on my yard, and I wanted more of it because I have extra plum trees. And last fall, I did some bud grafting. Here is where the graft was done, and it has grown into a beautiful branch. And there is another peach branch, again from bud grafting. Here is where we had the graft. But that's not all we have on this plum tree. Here, this section is actually a new plum branch with 4 beautifully developed branches. Let me zoom in on there. Yeah. Can you see the graft there? It was a saddle graft using one of my tools. And you can see how beautifully it has grown together, healed well. This is an Iranian or so-called Turkish plum. And the difference between a Turkish plum and a green gauge is that a Turkish plum, or caneri as the Turkish say, can be eaten while it is still not ripe. When it's green in its earlier stages, you can eat it. It has got a beautiful sour and watery taste. Other plums cannot be eaten when they are not ripe. They will have a bitter taste and won't taste anything good. So that's why you have a Turkish or Iranian plum here on this tree. So we have got 3 different grafts on this. I actually tried some other grafts that didn't work, and I can maybe show you here. That's where we tried a cherry graft last fall, but it didn't work out well. This is my persimmon tree, and this persimmon grows persimmon that you can only eat when they are fully ripe, really soft and dark color. That's an Asian kind of persimmon, and we have that a lot in Turkey. But I liked the persimmon that you can eat while they are still hard and orange in color. The typical persimmon that you can buy in a grocery store is the one that you can eat anytime. They are not astringent. The ones that you have to wait for until fully ripe are astringent and don't taste well while they are still hard. So I planted some new branches on this. As you can see, here is the graft. Here is another persimmon graft. And let's see where the graft has healed. It's right here. Another saddle graft. And it has healed really well, growing beautiful branches. So with these 4 grafts on the persimmon tree, almost half of this tree is a new tree with different varieties of persimmon. This is my beautiful fig tree. It gives beautiful fruit. and I tried some grafts on it. I actually tried 4 different grafts on this fig tree, and none of them worked. They all failed. Here you can actually see one of those failed grafts. This is a graft still wrapped, and no result, no growth. This is my mulberry tree. I love mulberries, but it has a failed graft. Here is the graft that I tried on this one, but unfortunately it didn't work. No growth. A beautiful plum tree with multiple grafts on it. First off, you have got a peach branch here. That was a cyan graft, and you can see the cyan here still in place. Here is another peach graft, a peach cyan that I ordered online and put here. There's some growth, but they are slow. Not sure if they will keep and stay. I have got another peach graft on this, and what does it say here? A garnet peach. So I put my signs here, like here, saying it's a peach graft and a garnet peach, a different peach kind. I actually tried an apricot here, a Montrose apricot, but as you can see, maybe not here, they seem to work at first. There was some growth on these apricot cyans, but then they died and they still need to be removed. But what I like most on this tree is my Iranian or Turkish plum grafts. Here you see where the graft has healed already. And talking of failed grafts, I tried another cherry graft here, a cherry bud graft, but it didn't work, and the wound has healed somewhat, but you can still see where it was. Here is another peach graft on the same plum tree. This one is actually from a fall. It's not a cyan graft, it's a bud graft. If you want to see it close up, here is where I inserted the bud from my own peach tree in my garden, and it has grown into this nice peach branch, and it's still growing. Another Frankenstein pear, a pear tree that has got multiple grafts on it. The first one is an easy one. This is a pear graft on a pear. Here is where we did the graft. So this is a Quince graft on the pear, and here is where we have the graft. It still needs opening, but it is healing really nicely. Here is where I made the graft, a saddle graft, and this is growing a nice beautiful branch. Here is another Quince graft, and it has grown beautifully into a large branch. And in the middle we see another Quince graft here, this one I'm talking about, and some of you are seeing something else here. There are 3 Quince grafts, but here is a loquat graft. Now some of you may not know what a loquat is. I suggest you check it out, and that's why I'm calling it a Frankenstein. A Quince on a pear you might see in some other places, but a loquat on a pear, it has got, this was a late graft, later than my others. This was late March maybe, or early April, but it's working. And here actually you see another loquat. This is also a loquat graft, and as you can see, it is growing some leaves. This also was later than the others, but it's working. And this is my beautiful apple tree. It's one of my rather larger trees compared to the other ones. All of these trees are 4, 3, or 2 years old, and you can see this already has got some beautiful apple. So let me show you some of the grafts I have tried on this apple tree. Here is a Pear graft. It was a bud graft that I did last fall. It seems to have taken, but the growth is stunned. It has been like this for over a month and it is growing at a very slow rate, which shows that it is not really compatible with this apple tree. And we have another pear graft right here. This is another scion that was grafted this spring, early spring in March. Now, a crazy graft here. I tried a pear graft on this apple tree, and then I tried a loquat graft on that pear branch that started growing. And there you can see one leaf coming out of the loquat graft. Not sure if it will stay or die, but it's just another experiment. A pear on an apple and a loquat on that pear branch. I don't just graft trees, but I also graft my grapevines. This is a black grapevine, but I don't like the grapes or the leaves on this, so I tried something different. Yesterday I came in and tried these grafts on it. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different grafts, new. So we don't know whether these will take, but in the coming weeks and months, I will give you an update on whether these new grapevine grafts are working or not. So if you like my grafting tour of my backyard and my wild experiments, please like and share.